Welcome back to another pros and cons, the good and bad of the Voltra 1, Beyond Power Voltra 1. So a lot of you have been putting in questions. I noticed that a lot of you have been watching the pros and cons video as well as the initial video I put out showing you how to turn it on, how to use it, the different settings, the weight training, resistance band, and damper, the 3 settings that come with this device. You can tell this is it. This is the whole thing. There's no weights, there's no nothing. It is all electronic resistance. I was skeptical in the beginning, and with a $2,400 price tag, I took a risk. I bought it, had it delivered. It was easy to set up. Everything is pretty straightforward. You can adjust it, you can move it up and down, so you can see I loosen it, pull the pin up and down very smoothly, locks in, okay, tighten it, and that's that. It is where it is, okay. The setting that I've been using the most is the weight training, okay. So you can see here, you've got what seems to be a string. It's definitely getting a little frayed right here. Heavy use, obviously, I would say just between here and here. Okay, so you can see that fray. You can see that it's definitely been used. I've had it for about 6 months now. What I do want to show you is that this is a 1-to-1 ratio as far as the weight that it holds. Okay, so I set this up to, we'll go up to 90 pounds. So there we are, 90 pounds. Okay, I've got 2 45-pound plates down here connected to a chain. I'm going to hook them up, and I'm going to show you that this is a 1-to-1 ratio, if not more. Okay, so let's pull this up. So here we go. Here it is. So we got 90 pounds hanging off of there, okay? Down and up, okay? You can see that it is holding it, okay? So 90 pounds means 90 pounds here. I have to imagine that it's probably even a little bit more because it is not only holding it, but push it down, it doesn't pull it right back up. So, when I set this at 90, I'm probably getting a little bit more than that. This is goes up to 200 pounds, 200 solid pounds, guys, all right? So I want to drop this. I'm going to turn it off, right to the floor. Right back up, okay? It's an intuitive piece of equipment. One of the things that honestly, I'll start this here, okay? So, pro, you can change the weight by 1 pound. Con, I think there should be settings in there where I can hit it by 5 or 10. Because if I'm doing 2 different exercises and I'm going from 25 pounds to 100, here I am, I'm scrolling, okay? I really think there should be a button, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, get up there faster. Or even some presets, 25, 50, 75, 100, something like that to get you moving around a little bit in there. I think that's a software upgrade waiting to happen, I hope. My issue, again, 6 months of use. All right, so let's drop the weight down to something easy so I can move it around here. 5 pounds, I can move that pretty easy. All right, so whenever I'm doing an eccentric movement, okay, so I've got my push, okay, I'm doing a tricep push down. I push down. Now, if I want to take my time coming back up, I push down, okay, and then you can see, look at the jerk, okay. There's no real slow eccentric movement, okay. There are some adjustments that you can make here. Obviously, you can change the cable length, which I think is pretty cool. So I can put it out here, set the cable length to 2 feet, 24 inches, and now it stops there. So if I wanted to do something where I need to start out here, I start out there instead, okay? So you can change the cable length. Let's reset that. Right back to 0. You can also change the eccentric here. So let's try that. We're gonna move that up to a 3. Go back in here, push down. It's actually got a stronger pull. So that gripe I just had about the eccentric, still a little jerk at the bottom, okay? But the eccentric is stronger. So if you want more of an eccentric pull, you can adjust it. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know that until I just showed you that after 6 months. So let's set the eccentric back to 0. There's a lot that you can do with this that I haven't done. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a regular gym rat. That's all I do is I just work out. I'm not in here. I don't have custom workouts that I'm doing where I need all of this stuff. Okay, what I'm looking for, or what I was looking for when I bought this, was something that would take the place of, I had that $50 Amazon special pulley system, okay, hanging from my ceiling. 1 point there, 1 point back there. I had a all my bumper plates on it right here, and I had the bar and everything over there so that I could do all my pull down exercises. I could do triceps, I could do tricep overhead extensions, I could do pull downs, all different variations of pull downs, but I couldn't do any curling, right? And in addition, I was limited to, you know, whatever this machine could do, and it took up, I don't know, 8 feet by 4 feet of space in my home gym. All right, so my purpose for getting this was to try to replace that and limit my space. It has done that. It has exceeded my expectations as far as that goes. It gives me up to 200 pounds, which honestly I haven't even touched except for pull downs. Okay, I got some new bars that have been extremely helpful with that, and you know, I'm kind of dancing around the 200 pound mark. I'm a heavy guy. Pull downs have been difficult for me. I weigh about 280 pounds, so you know, you would think I'd be pulling 280 pounds, but my back isn't that strong. If you are a bodybuilder, you may exceed what this can do for you. I like it for my purposes. It has been extremely helpful. Let's see, what other negatives can I show here? They did do an upgrade recently based on a previous video, I'm assuming, where I was leaving attachments on here. These attachments weigh 5 or 10 pounds, you know, nothing crazy. And as soon as the machine stopped, you know, turned itself off, it would drop to the floor. Right, the machine stopped with whatever, you know, whatever resistance it had that was holding up that piece of equipment. And I think they changed the threshold so that now when you have a piece of equipment hanging off of it, it doesn't drop to the floor, it stays, which I think is great. That was a great upgrade for me. Only other thing I'm concerned about is that at some point I'm going to have to change this because of the fraying. All right, so we've got this probably 1.5 foot of frayed string. It's definitely going to need to be changed on maybe a 6-month basis with the amount of use. I'm talking about 3 to 5 days a week of heavy use. I will get that string. I will talk about how to change that. Any machine requires maintenance. I mean, go to your home, go to your gym, go take a look at a cable machine and look how screwed up those things are. The coating gets ripped off. They break. They snap. So it's not abnormal for something like this to need maintenance, just like any other piece of equipment. I've had people talk about the fact that if it breaks, it's just a paperweight. I agree. I don't understand how it works, so I'm not going to be able to fix this at home. This is a high-tech piece of equipment. I'm hopeful that it will come with support. I'm hopeful that they will come out with a new version of it, that the software will continue to get upgraded. My intention for doing these videos, I don't work for them. They didn't send this to me. I paid for it myself. My motivation is for you to help me get them to make this better. Okay, so your comments, your feedback, all of that stuff, they told me they would share these videos to get to you guys. Your input will help them make this better, which means that I will have a better piece of equipment. So it's kind of selfish for me, but I want them to make this better so that I have a better piece of equipment. Once it gets a little better, maybe I'll get 2 of them. Maybe I'll be doing cable crossovers with this thing, and then I'll have everything that I need. I see a lot of gym equipment on Facebook Marketplace, people selling them all over the place because they move, right? Thing weighs 1,000 pounds, it's going to take them days to take it apart, put it in a truck, move it, so they sell it and they buy a new one when they get where they're going, right? If I move and I want to take this to my next house with me, they got a nice little box that it fits in. It goes wherever I go. Even if I don't have my squat rack, they have a piece of equipment where you can bolt this to a wall, or you can, you know, put attachments on a wall so that you can move it around and use it. This will go with me wherever I go. This won't be placed on Facebook Marketplace. You won't see people selling these used, right? Why would anyone sell this used if it still works, okay? I've come down a couple times where it's not charged, and as a result, I can't use it. So that's one place where you're fucked. If you don't keep it charged and you come downstairs ready to work out, it takes a while to charge. So I got my little plug here. I keep it plugged in. When I'm done, it just charges overnight. And since I started doing that, I haven't had an issue. But I don't have a lot of cons. I'm sure that you guys are looking for a video that tells you how much this thing sucks, how much it's a waste of money, what a piece of shit it is. I can't tell you that. It does have its flaws like any other piece of electronic equipment. However, it has not failed me yet. It was worth the money to me. I don't know if it's worth the money to you, but it does everything I want it to do in this little tiny space, frees my home gym up for more equipment. Let's go over them. Pros, less space. You can do more exercises on here. So in addition to the weight training, you've also got a resistance band setting, which once loaded up, shows you exactly how much resistance you're getting so that you can move around, so you can get closer to it with less. If you want to get more, you move away from it, okay? That is a great feature. The damper feature, I'm not really familiar with. Obviously, this is probably for your more explosive movements, so let's drop it down to the lowest setting because I'm not that strong. You load it up. You can test your explosivity. I assume there are attachments that you can use. I've seen people doing that in the gym. I don't use it, so I don't have anything to say about it, but having one piece of equipment that can do all three of those things is completely invaluable to me. Another thing, I do like the feedback. It tells you how many reps you're getting. It tells you how many sets you've done, which is something that's really good for my meathead brain. When there's no blood in there, sometimes I forget where I'm at, what I'm doing. And so this is really helpful for that. Plenty of other pros, but the cons, the ones that I think you came to look for, the string is going to need to be replaced. I'm going to say it's been 6 months of heavy use, so probably every 6 to 9 months it's going to need to be replaced. I can't imagine it's super expensive. I will find out how hard it is to do, and I will tell you about it. Some of the other cons, even though you can adjust the eccentric movement, it's still kind of jerky on the eccentric. It's kind of jerky once you release it. So when you pull, and then just as you release it, there's a little bit of a jerk. As long as you keep it slow and controlled, I think that you can work past that. Another con, if you don't keep it charged, it will fail on you. If the battery's dead, the battery's dead. There's nothing you can do about it. You get down to about 15% and you do not have a full workout in there. You keep it charged overnight, full workout shouldn't cost you more than 10-15% of battery life, but once it gets down to 5, it just stops working. Another con, I would say, is really going to rely on the company that made it. Software upgrades, to field our questions, to make adjustments. Another one will be support. So I'll find out when I go to order this cable what their support looks like and how easy it is to work with them. Are there more cons? There really aren't, aside from the price. So if you can afford this, get it. If you can't, maybe they make it cheaper at some point, but it is a great piece of equipment. And honestly, I'm glad that I spent the money on this instead of setting up some new piece of equipment that's going to take up more space that I probably won't bring with me if I move. So that's it. That's my review. Good pros, good cons. I appreciate all your questions. I appreciate your feedback on my videos. I'm hoping that this one reaches the same audience. And if you guys would like to see it do something, put it in the comments. I will make another video about me doing an exercise on this or me testing it or challenging it in some way. The only challenge I could think of today was the weight challenge. Hanging weight off of it to show you the 1-to-1 ratio, to show you that it's a solid piece of equipment, how it works. But I'll look for you in the comments, and I will be putting out more videos as I go further along with this machine. So thanks for watching. See you next time.